If this biological fortress swam in your local lake tonight, your boat wouldn't be armor enough. 380 million years ago, the sea was a workshop for monsters. Meet the armored ghost of Iran. Meet Iranolepis. The Devonian was the age of fishes, a time when the oceans were a global battlefield. In the warm, shallow lagoons of ancient Iran, evolution was perfecting the ultimate defense, internal and external bone armor. Welcome back to Extinct Earth. I'm John. Today, we're investigating Iranolepis Hezari, the specialized armored fish discovered in the unique fossil beds of Kerman, Iran. At 50 centimeters long, it wasn't the biggest in the sea, but it was one of the most protected. Its head and trunk were covered in articulated dermal armor, acting like a biological suit of chainmail against larger predators. The secret was in the neck. Iranolepis belonged to the Arthrodires, a name that literally means jointed neck. It could tilt its entire head upward while dropping its jaw, allowing it to strike with a gape wider than its own body. It didn't have teeth made of enamel, it had living shears. These bony plates sharpened themselves every time the mouth closed, creating a weapon that could slice through the armor of its rivals like it was soft tissue. Iranolepis represents a critical moment in history. As a jawed vertebrate, it provides a snapshot of the transition from primitive jawless life to the complex predators we know today. It carries the blueprints for our own skeletal systems. Its diet was a list of Devonian icons: trilobites, small early sharks, and soft-bodied invertebrates. It was a master of the reef lagoon, a sentinel of the silt that waited for the perfect moment to strike. Imagine the silence of the ancient Tethys Sea. The Iranolepis lies motionless, its armor blending perfectly with the coral and stone. The ambush is set. The target is oblivious to the living shears waiting in the dark. There is no warning. The jointed neck snaps back, opening the mouth like a hydraulic press. The predator doesn't just bite, it swallows the surrounding water and its prey in a single, violent vacuum strike. The impact is surgical. The shears meet with thousands of pounds of pressure, instantly bypassing any armor the prey possesses. The struggle is violent, but it is brief. The master of the mud has won. In the Devonian seas, once the Iranolepis marked its territory, the hunt was over. No other predator of its size could match its combined defense and weaponry. The king of the lagoon has fed. Survival was a game of stealth from birth. Juvenile Iranolepis were born with softer developing armor, making them targets for their own cousins. They had to stay in the deepest crevices of the reef to see their first year. The young were fragile but grew quickly. As their armor hardened, they became the predators we see in the fossil record, survivors of a world that didn't tolerate weakness. Nature was a cold guardian. Their only true rivals were the early sharks. These were clashes of bone armor versus soft cartilage, a war for the limited resources of a changing ocean that lasted for millions of years. Territorial disputes were settled with blood, but their reign was tied to the warm shallows. As the Devonian ended and the world cooled, the seas of Gondwana began to change. The specialized life of the armored fish became its own slow-motion death sentence. The end Devonian mass extinction, the Hangenberg event, wiped out nearly all placoderms. The giants were silenced, leaving the seas to the more adaptable sharks and bony fish. The age of the living fortress was over. Impact rating? Extreme. The first fossils of Iranolepis Hezari were found in the Zarand region of Iran. They proved that this corner of the world was once a global hub for early marine evolution. Today, they are prized pieces of Iran's natural heritage. But the most terrifying part? The biological blueprints for armor didn't die with them. We still see their legacy in the armored scales of sturgeons and the defensive structures of modern life. We are living in a world built by fortresses. Could something this ancient still be waiting in the unexplored depths? Probably not. But every time we find a new scale, we are reminded that the Earth once belonged to the monsters of the armor. Which ancient creature should we bring back next? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of the armored fish, hit that like button and subscribe to Extinct Earth. We'll see you in the next era.